you know that we get questions from different people. Our visitor centers, we have 2 of them. They call, they ask us, they blah, 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 text. You're going to help me in the thing we call We Get Questions.
Gotcha. I have answers, hopefully.
Here we go. Here's one that came in on Facebook. We are coming to Sonoma to celebrate with 3 other couples for a 25th wedding anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. We are all in our early 50s and looking for good vibes, great winery experiences, food, and restaurant suggestions. This is right up your alley. So come on.
We can check all those boxes in one.
So first of all, you're saying go to St. Francis Winery?
I'm saying make sure that's part of the itinerary.
That's the first one. And the second one. What other restaurants would you suggest or things to do?
Things to do, definitely enjoy the nature.
Okay, good.
Like I mentioned, when I moved here from New York, I was going through nature withdrawal, and we have it in spades here.
Yeah.
And every little microclimate, every little nuanced nature aspect that you want, the fantasy of rolling green hills to the redwoods to the beach, take advantage of that.
Right.
As much as I want to say just come enjoy wineries, just come and enjoy St. Francis.
Right.
And enjoy a couple other wineries up and down Sonoma Valley, but make sure that you get out and enjoy some of the nature aspects as well.
Good.
Make it out to the coast, make it out to the redwoods and see all of that.
Right.
As far as restaurants, I don't really
this is like
know
asking
who
which
to
children
call
you love
out
the
because
most,
I don't
right?
want to scorn anybody.
Well, how about this? What restaurants have you recently gone to? We're not saying that you're a favorite,
Okay,
but
fair
ones
enough.
that you had a good time at.
Fair enough. Family always enjoys sea Thai.
Okay, good.
So we definitely make it up to sea Thai quite a bit. We're always a fan of Stark's restaurants, but my southern roots have always brought me up to Sweet Tea up in Windsor.
Really?
They used to be closer to us over
did.
in Fountain Grove and moved up to Windsor after the things we will not discuss.
Right.
But so those are all family favorites.
Sweet Tea is great, and it's funny. It is up in Windsor next to Safeway, and so I live up there. And that's a good spot. Full bar, really nice. And I'm glad to hear that it gets the North Carolina stamp of approval.
It does. Not many people will serve sweet tea proper around here. They'll give me a black tea that they just poured over ice. And
so that is a weird thing when I went and had actually iced tea in the South. And I'm like, what the hell? It's just very sugary.
It's very sugary.
And then I'm like...
It's not healthy.
I didn't ask for this. Like, no, this is how it comes down here.
Fortunately, where I grew up, there was a lot of fluoride in the water, so it countered the iced tea.
Fluoride worked out.
Yeah.
All right, so sweet tea. What about if you mentioned Stark's? They have a lot of great restaurants. Bird in the Bottle in Santa Rosa. They have the steak place. They have a ton of them.
They have
Aunties.
everything. They have
Tapas
I'm
in
gonna get the name
Healdsburg,
wrong. They have
Bravas in
their Jewish deli
Healdsburg.
now, and
Mrs. Grossman's is so
Grossman's,
good.
thank you.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially right by the SMART train station in downtown Santa Rosa. I would also advise this group. Let's see if there's 3 other couples. So it's 4, so 8 people total. Good places for groups for special meals in the town of Sonoma. Girl in the Fig is a classic. El Dorado Kitchen's a classic. Valley is a good one, which is in the back. And then if you go to Salt and Stone,
I was thinking Salt and Stone myself because they have a beautiful patio outside, surrounded by vineyards. I will say they make a really good old fashioned there.
Really?
Yeah. So
I gotta try that.
Just to plug a cocktail.
You may not know this.
But had a glass of wine secondary.
Start with the old fashioned, work to the wine for dinner. No, I love old fashions. I didn't know that. Okay, I'll try that. Good answer. Here's another one we got. I heard that there may be mountain lions in Sonoma Valley. Is this true, and can I see one?
Yes, it's true. I'm a weekly mountain biker over in Annandale, which is one of our state parks right across from where the winery is. I've seen remnants of what the mountain lions may have caught the day before. Haven't seen the mountain lions yet, but we have a local nonprofit that actually has been at the Blessing of the Animals before, Living with Lions, that monitors all of our local mountain lions and their traversing because they have such large regions that they make their territory. But we don't typically see them. We've had a couple instances pop up in our local media over the last 5 years where we had some young mountain lions wander into downtown. I don't know if you recall that.
Yes,
down in Santa Rosa.
Yes.
And there's probably more sightings here on the Sonoma side.
Right.
As you get outside the city limits, where they're a little bit more common. We don't have the same amount of livestock that they have in Petaluma, so they're not as visible here.
Right.
They tend to stay away from where the humans are hiking and biking.
I've been told that
solitude.
By the time you see a mountain lion, you don't want to see that mountain lion.
Yeah, I've been told that you don't ever see the mountain lion. It sees you.
Exactly.
And if you see it, it's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing. So if you do see it and they get big, get menacing. But yes, there are mountain lions here, definitely above St. Francis Winery, the hills. In Hood Mountain, I know for a fact they're there. I know that there's been trail cams and even bears are caught
we've had
up
black
there.
bear, lots of coyotes these days.
A lot of coyotes.
Baron wandering around the winery with me. I've been given the warning lately, like, if you're here in the early evening, then make sure Baron's being carried or held.
Keep them nearby because coyotes do like to eat smaller animals like cats and small, fluffy white dogs whose names start with B. Little known fact. Okay, another one we just got. Hey, we're looking for good places to watch football. Any ideas if they're visiting?
That's a
good
really
place
great
to watch
question.
some football games.
Sadly, I haven't been able to watch football in many, many, many years. I did catch the recent 49ers versus Raiders game, which was fun.
Yeah.
We'll see how the season goes.
The Las Vegas Raiders, the Traders. I'm sorry, is that what you said out loud? Ouch.
Someone's not going to be happy about that one. We have, in the past, gone over to Legends over at the golf course in Santa Rosa, and then Ricardo's Bar.
Oh my gosh, Ricardo's! What a callback!
Yeah, they're probably appreciating the shout out. I was there just a couple nights ago, but they have their TV set up, nice, casual, kind of makes you displace yourself from being anywhere.
Right.
And you step in, and time disappears, location disappears, and you just get to enjoy a beer and good community.
That is a good spot. All right, good up there in Santa Rosa, Ricardo's, and Legends to the golf course, the Bennett Valley Golf Course, I think it is.
Valley, yeah.
I'm going to think also maybe in Kenwood, Palooza has,
Palooza has a great
good places there. And then in Glen Ellen, of course, the Jack London Saloon it's a good bar, and they have some stuff there. And then in town of Sonoma, you could probably hit Steiner's and the town square, not the town plaza. The plaza itself is the park, but the town square is the name of the bar, which is on the plaza, and is very similar to Ricky's, and it's got that kind of that feel for it. So here's one we got. People planting. And you're from North Carolina, so you probably had this too. Leaves change colors in the mountains, right up in North Carolina. Here, it's in the grapevines.
In the grapevines.
And when are they most colorful?
Certainly October. So kind of giving a bearing of where we are with harvest this year. It was a warmer year than we've had previous. Harvest is actually kind of landing in the average harvest season, where the last 5 or 6 years has been a later and later harvest, and then a really early harvest.
Very early, yeah.
1 year.
Yeah.
It was that last year, the year before.
Yeah.
That was very early. But we're kind of landing back into that Goldilocks framework of harvest. So we'll be wrapping up near October, and that's usually where you start to see those color changes.
Right.
And to dispel the myth versus the reality, you can expect some yellow leaves. You might see some red leaves, but desirably, you don't see too many red leaves.
From a wine grower point of view, red leaves are not good.
Red leaves indicate there's some type of disease or sickness.
Right.
But the beauty of agriculture is you can replant.
Right.
And many wineries do. We've had great success, obviously, here in Sonoma County with keeping our vines healthy and thriving. But I will say that red accent adds some beautiful contrast for your photography.
It does look good in the photos.
And it's great for coming out and seeing the color changes.
And there's other trees that turn colors as well up here, and we do tend to your point, we tend to lag a little bit behind the rest of, the northern climes, which are September, October, and then by November they're done. Here it's October, November, sometimes even December, depending on the trees. And our trees don't really lose their leaves until December, depending on the type of tree it is. So it is kind of nice that the grapevines look beautiful. They start to turn that yellowy, and it's a golden yellow. I mean, when you drive up the valley, I look to you guys, especially if the sun is setting to the east, or the west, and you guys are on the east. It is glowing, and it is beautiful. So
one thing I will say that September, because this is the month that my wife and I got married, is the time of year where everything is brilliant green. The vines and vineyards are just ripening, and so everything's just that brilliant color.
Absolutely.
Even though you might see some of the yellow grass in between before you get out to the coast, the vineyards are just glowing red.
They're beautiful. And the hills turn golden, and they kind of reflect the sun at that time. And then, of course, as you mentioned, the redwoods, when you get out to the coast, they're green all the time, except the wood, because it's red. That's why they call it a redwood. This has been Trees with Tim.